Amodarics.
Okay.
ALMENDARIZ.
Oh. How do you spell it?
ALMEN.
Do you need me to tell you?
All right.
RIZ.
On
I got it.
convictions?
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't hear the arrows.
So he's also on felony probation, so no weapons as well. Okay, please. Jesse.
Good morning, Judge.
Hey, bud. How are you?
His appearance was waived today, Judge, on Amodari's.
Okay,
The second guy in the state's made the generous offer of time served, which I think we're going to take when we get back. You don't do that.
not on the second. Sorry.
Okay, then.
Probation, yay, but not on the second.
All right,
Sorry.
then we'll see what we have to do.
I mean, but not on the second. Sorry.
All right, then let me do an evaluation on it.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, sir.
thanks.
Judge, how much time are you?
But it's, I mean, how much time do you want? Because it's already nearly 180 now.
All right, give me, till February, first week of February, the 4th?
Okay, but at that time, it's plea or trial, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, Judge, it's a plea, Did you want the cause number?
Last, it's 253-0471.
Thank you, Judge.
Are you gonna do him right after?
Khalil Perez, come up. You have more than one or just,
Well, the other one, they're not ready on yet, so we'll hold it off on the fugitive issue.
oh, okay, got it. All right.
Steven was checking to see if we're ready.
Charged with driving while intoxicated. Shh. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 2 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you have done. You are pleading guilty to this offense now, and it is going on your right at 0.15 or above.
Yes.
Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above breath alcohol concentration, Mr. Khalil Perez?
Yes.
You need to understand that by this going on your record, it's going to be there for the rest of your life. Whenever you get pulled over by an officer, the first thing they're going to look at your criminal history. If they see that you have a prior DWI and then they come to your car and they smell alcohol, it's very possible things will not go very well for you. If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would not get into a car and drive because it could cost you a lot. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for a DWI that you may pick up. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand?
Yes.
You need to understand that you also give up many valuable rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You also give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record and you can never take it off. This
Yes.
is what you want to
¿Eso es
do.
lo que usted desea hacer? Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not guilty?
¿Culpable o no culpable? Guilty.
I will find you guilty, send you to the 2 days in jail, give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. I am now going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive. If you drive and you get pulled over, it's on a possible suspended license and it's just like a DWI, Class B misdemeanor. About the fee.
Judge, I'm appointed on this case.
Designado en este caso.
What does he do for a living?
¿Cuál usted?
I'll be straight with you, Judge. I didn't inquire a lot about that.
Remodeling.
What kind of money do you make a month?
¿Gana usted? ¿Qué clase de dinero gana? ¿Qué tanto que gana usted mensual?
3,200 mensual.
3,200 monthly.
You need to understand, Mr. Khalil Perez, that I want you to understand that DWI is big business. in the United States. And there are surcharges that DPS puts on your license when you plead guilty to these offenses. A DWI second, there is a surcharge of $6,000, not to mention court costs. So if you pick up another one, you could be very well facing up to around $7,000 in fines and fees. $20, an Uber, $30 will take you wherever you want to go. If you want to get loaded, if you want to have 15 beers, 32 shots of tequila, take an Uber. Everybody is allowed to make a mistake in life, but those lives, we only have one place for you. Do you understand?
Yes.
I will waive your fines and fees now, but if you come back, get ready, because it's not going to be a good ride. Good luck. Thank you. Okay.
Judge, I have a Mr. Angel Ventura on today's docket. Case is kind of old.
Okay.
The reason I'm approaching is because I've talked to him about a potential plea that we have in place. He's got concerns, and I need to get an immigration consult. I haven't been able to get it completed by today. I'm asking for another short reset to get that done.
I'll give you a week. It's 180 days.
Appreciate it.
If he doesn't have it done by that time, then, but advise him that he needs to make the appointment and everything today. Don't wait till the day before to reach out to an immigration lawyer.
Understood, Judge. I'll reset it 1 week. Okay, appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm not ready, but.
Okay.
Q.
Hey, Judge. Todd Miller. We have a plea.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
I got his, he had an ankle monitor and I got that waived, but there was an issue with the back pay or they wanted, for some reason it wasn't waived to begin with.
Guys, I see he's got a felony warrant.
Well, there wasn't one. I checked about an hour ago. Okay.
He's on probation for credit card abuse, picks up this assault, and I'm looking now, there's a felony warrant for an assault on a security officer, assault of a peace officer.
That case has already been opened. And he's been.
I remember it being open. I remember that we've had issues with this, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Regardless, I mean, we're going to do this now. It's just that if there's an open warrant, I'm going to have to take you into custody. I don't know. It appears to be so, but the computer's been wrong before. Yeah. Take your time. No rush. Mr. Miller, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 4 days in jail with credit for the 4 days that you've done. You need to understand that by pleading guilty to this offense, there are consequences that may arise. If you're on probation or parole, this can be used against you, which would result in further confinement. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you still want to go forward with this?
We'd like to see check with the warrant. I mean, if he's going to be going in, and we may want to hold off on the plea today.
Okay, it's up to you.
And 497.
It's weird because when I looked earlier this morning, because I knew he had bond violations here. The reason you're here now is because you have bond violations, right? And when I looked earlier, there was no warrant. And when I just pulled it up now to look, a warrant has been issued. They issued a warrant 8 minutes ago.
Okay.
And we does this give a reason why?
Bond condition violation.
There you go.
Okay.
Mr. Miller, when you're on bond, there are conditions that you must follow. And when you don't, there are consequences.
As of right this moment, it is not current. It is sitting on the judge's thing to be signed.
He's saying it's,
They issued it by the clerks, but it hasn't been signed, so
So that's where I'm seeing it, but it is not showing up in Jim's as of this.
I need to know what you want to do. Do you want to go forward with this plea or do you want
Will
to?
he be going into custody because he hasn't been signed yet?
He's got bond violations with me. He's on probation, picks up a case. Now he picks up a felony case. He's got bond violations with me.
Yes, but if we did the plea in here, the bond violations are
Yeah, if you do the plea, then you do the plea. It's up to you guys.
signed
Yeah,
yet.
I'm,
Okay.
if it's not signed, no. No, because we can't do anything to,
Well, here, what I will do is I will just verify, just to make sure, if he can be able to, I will just call in.
I would just be, Mr. Miller, see, you're skirting a very thin line, man. You know, you tell me what you want to do.
Well, if he can leave today, I think that's what you would like to do, is take
If
the.
we do the plea and she hasn't signed it, it may at some point happen. So,
He does have court for this case, the felony case next week, so that would give him some time to get something set up with a bondsman and get something worked out.
I don't know. So do you still want to go through with this, Mr. Miller? So, yes? Okay. So you were charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 4 days in jail, credit for the 4 days that you've done. Understand that, like I told you, there are a lot of rights that you're giving up. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this back. Will go on your record and it's going to be there forever. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? If you're on probation or parole, you also need to understand that by pleading guilty to this, they can revoke that probation or parole and it can result in further confinement. Do you understand? Do you still want to do this? Okay. How do you plead to the offense of assault, bodily injury, guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement, sentence you to 4 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 4 days that you've done. I will roll your court costs so you won't know anything. And good luck to you, sir. Hey, ready? Come on up.
Judge, I'm just approaching quickly from Mr. Paco Baltazar. He's on docket today.
Okay.
Judge, it was a PTI disposition setting today. Mr. Baltazar has already satisfied all the conditions of his
Great.
PTI. The only issue is I did not have him sign the PTI contract. That the state needs.
Is he here?
Records. He isn't. I told him since he got it.
Right.
The state did say that they are going to just upload it to the portal and we could just email it to them today.
You want to set it like a week?
I was just saying maybe till Friday, Judge, just in case he doesn't get back.
Let's do Monday.
Okay.
Okay, because Fridays are arraignment days and so it's really tough. So I'll set it to Monday. If it's not done by Monday, it's got to be here.
Got to be here, yes, sir. But the state already said once they get it, they'll just dismiss it.
Right, and it's been uploaded and shared, so.
Perfect.
On top of page 3, roll it to Monday, please, because he hasn't signed the agreement. They'll do it off docket and then they'll dismiss off docket. So, but if he doesn't have it done, then defendant must be here Monday. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Of course, thanks. You too.
Yes.
Hey, did you send notice to, Abel? Or did Abel send notice to you?
I think I can, I'm just not sure. I haven't checked with them.
You go, I'll go.
Okay, let me double check, because I have someone coming over the next day, so I should be able to, I'm like 99 point as many
Is
times
it
that.
this or next?
This, at the end of this. So
At the end of this month? Okay.
I'll double check whenever I see April, but I'm fairly confident I'm right. I'm just not 100% sure.
Yeah, just let me know.
Yes, sir.
I'm down.
Yes, the warrant is there, it has not been published, so therefore they cannot verify it, so there's nothing I can.
Look, it's,
But I just advised him in front of the counselor. that
You know, I
it
would-
will be there within a matter of.
He's gonna go, there's bonds here, they're gonna go work on getting bonds made, it's taken care of, so I told them to get out of here.
careful.
Yes.
Mr. Mueller, you need me?
Yes. Approaching on Mr. Aiden Corral on today's docket.
With a C?
Yes.
Oh, in custody, yeah?
Yes, he's in custody.
Okay.
So he had open warrant in his court, and then he picked up another case. Since he's been taken back into custody, he's also acquired an immigration hold.
So I discussed his immigration situation, going to have an attorney from the MAC, Julie Pash, speak to him, but doesn't look like he has a road for any type of immigration relief. So we're going to try to resolve this.
Okay, however,
Probably.
whatever you need. I mean, if you want a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever you want.
Hopefully we can do 2 weeks, I'm hoping.
Okay.
And so also, we don't want to have a bail review since it's moot.
Okay, done. I'll file the paperwork for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks.
Judge, are you gonna adjust the bond amount or not?
No.
Yes, out in January 30th.
So, Mr. Mueller, I'm putting that you're waiving the bail hearing, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, done.
Want to approach?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Judge, I've got Kirsten Ackerman, and we're waiting on confirmation. She's already done her interview, and the issue with these Project 180s is they have this follow-up contact. And so they don't have confirmation.
Have we reset this again for the same thing?
Yes, Judge. And Kelsey's just emailed again, confirming all that. I think it's sort of like the admin person or maybe an attorney who.
Just set it for a couple days, you think, or what?
Maybe a week, Judge. Can we do that? And I'll try to confirm via email as well.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Can we wait for appearance? Because we already have everything ready to go.
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
yes.
Hey, Judge, I'm approaching on Mr. Avanish Chand. He's currently in custody. It's a fugitive case.
Yeah.
You, Mr. Avanish Chun. You speak English? You are in front of me now because you're what?
He's wanted out of Denver, Colorado, is my understanding.
Okay, you want a bond?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so the reason we brought you out here now is because your lawyer is asking me to set you a bond. I don't know. I've never met you before. I don't even know why you're wanted. But couple things. Number one, and my main concern is public safety. Number two, my other concern is if we say wanted from. I don't know. Let's get to know you. So, Day, tell me about him.
So it's 10 pages and I'm trying to read as fast as possible, but my information is limited. It's regarding a
10
negligent.
pages of criminal history?
No, sorry. The affidavit for the probable cause. I just received it as he was being brought up. And so I'm reading this in real time. But
Going to take more time?
well, I know you have to go to court 3. I can supplement after the original approach. But the warrant was issued out on December 25th. So on Christmas for negligent bodily injury. I'm reading the probable cause. There was a well-being check request on December 16th, where this defendant was in care of 2 individuals, and his negligent care was sufficient enough that when they investigated, they believed the children required or could have had sustained infection, required blood. They found, hold on, sorry, it's reddish brown stains on items behind the bedroom door. It goes on for some time, but it's generally sort of disarray and injuries all over, malnourishment. But I spoke with the demanding jurisdiction and they are requesting him be held at no bond until he is returned to the they do want him, and if the court
If there's only 1 count or 2 counts?
I think there's 2, but they're under 2 different statutes. When I run the NCIC, the warrant from Colorado, it looks like he's being charged under 2 different statutes, but because I just got the information, I don't have the charging instrument.
Is it negligent homicide or is it negligent?
They're not dead. State of the living conditions, the 2 at-risk individuals.
Minor children?
Caregiving center operate at the residence.
Which is special needs?
Looks to go on some time, text from November 25th. Oh, here we go. It's 2 adult males with intellectual developmental disabilities. And so vulnerable complainants. And I believe one of the arguments that counsel was bringing for him to obtain a bond was that he takes care of autistic individuals, and obviously him being charged with these felonies or even 1 felony of vulnerable individuals, it becomes a public safety risk by the nature of what's already happened. And so with it being over a month and with the conditions of children being, like I said, almost amputation or death. And I can go further into
Any
the
prior criminal history?
No, Your Honor. For such a long time and due to their state. And so I'm not sure if they were at a point in their condition, like physical or medical condition, is that they were unable to leave. Obviously, that'd be more akin to constructive kidnapping, but I don't know yet because, again, I'm still reading through it.
Constructive kidnapping.
Well, just because if he's malnourished them or deprived them to a point where they're unable to physically capably leave. The well-being check started in November, but I don't think they did a wellness check until December 15th. Again, I don't know. I'm just reading parts of it. And so I don't know to the extent of it before law enforcement was notified.
Yes, Judge. So a couple of things. First, this case is from Adams County, Colorado. My understanding is that my client was in Sydney, Australia, when this warrant came through, December 25th. When the warrant came through, he came back to go back to his hometown. And during that period, the warrant came through and he got picked up. So this.
Oh, I was wondering why he's here in Houston. Are you telling me that he had a flight connecting to
So
Denver?
my understanding is there's no direct flight from Denver to Sydney, so he had to come through Houston. And so on the way out there, the warrant was not issued. And while he's over there, the warrant's issued. He's coming back. He gets picked up for it here in Houston. Now, it's a charge. We went through a whole bunch of stuff. This isn't probable cause court. All that stuff is in Colorado. That's not here. Here, we're talking about a fugitive case, public safety, and whether or not he's going to turn himself into the demanding jurisdiction. So a lot of public safety talk has been going on. If he were over there and we're talking about public safety, it would be rectified by just saying, don't go talk to whoever is playing witness, right? And so that's the jurisdiction that he's going to go answer for this charge. He hasn't been running from anyone. He got picked up immediately after he came back into the United States. He is not a flight risk. He came back into town. He didn't know this was out there, and so he hasn't been running. He hasn't had an opportunity to avail himself to Colorado. He hasn't messed up in your court. He's got no criminal history. He's got family that supports him, that's willing to post a bond for him. He's got skin in the game if you allow him to go turn himself in.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just reading the kidnapping part. It says, asked if they were allowed to leave the basement. She stated no. Regarding the targets, asked them to go back downstairs when they come up.
Again, Judge, this stuff is irrelevant to whether or not he's going to go turn himself in, whether or not he's been on the run, whether or not he even knew of these charges. If he needs to answer for that, he can't answer it for it here in front of you. Can't argue against that here. That's in Colorado.
So part of what I'm trying to figure out is if they've notified him regarding this warrant, and obviously that's going to play a part if he was notified to return himself and then he went to Australia. Obviously, I'm going to have a few more questions.
You want to like pass it for just maybe 5-10 minutes and take a look?
Yes, Judge.
Do that. Because I've got a couple things to do here and it looks like he doesn't have all the questions answered. Give me just maybe like 5-10 minutes. We can come back and reconvene so that you know exactly, because if I set him a bond, I want you to be absolutely sure of both of you guys. Please. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
You have Mr. Cook, correct? Come on up, Mr. Cook.
Morning to you.
Hi. You want a chair, Mr. Cook?
Use the bar here. It's just, it was getting too long for him, so I'm like, let me move him that way.
Mr. Cook, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 9 that you've already done.
Yes,
You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You get pulled over. First thing officers do, they're going to look at your criminal history. If they smell alcohol on you and they see that you got a prior DWI, it may not go very well for you. So just be very careful next time you get into a car. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this off or try to change this. Do you still want to do this?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? I'll find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you. Thanks. Wave. Okay, you ready? Yes, sir. Miss Imam, come up. I know how incredibly thorough you are, so I'm not going to go through all questioning, and I'll take it that you understand that this is what you're doing today is you're making a lifetime decision that is it's a difficult one. And, you know, when you start racking up convictions on your record, life gets a lot more difficult. The older you get, life doesn't get easier. It gets so much more very difficult. And when you get convictions, you become unemployable the more convictions you get. So you need to be careful how you handle life, because if you don't, I'm telling you, 15 minutes will flash by and lickety split. And if you don't have a job, you don't have a career, you don't have an education, then it's not going to go well. This life is not fun without money. If you don't believe me, go on the street and ask the people on the street. You only get it. You have a trade, you have a job, an education. Do you understand?
It has been a difficult decision because she is enrolled full-time in college and she's working part-time, got a good job. But, well, and we understand how this can adversely affect things.
I'm not interested in the PTI program.
Well, she was in the PTI and there was.
Oh, I see.
She's having difficulty balancing, and that's really, we think the crux of the issue with the issues in PTI was trying to balance full-time job, part-time work, and maintaining a home that first time she's out on her own, not without, I guess, without her parents' help.
Is there any other way no other way we can help?
Well, not that we see at the moment. And we've talked to the state about potentially being back on PTI and about the potential of deferred, and we're not quite there. We talked about potential of going without an agreed rec, but she doesn't want to sign up for a situation where maybe more difficult.
So she's currently in the PTI program now.
Well, no, she's been removed from the PTI.
Oh, removed, I see.
And so we've vetted through the case and found issues we think with where we think there's potential issues in the case, but we're thinking that this is the best way to resolve it.
You know,
we're here.
It is what it is. At some point, may not be today, may not be tomorrow, 10 years, but you're going to look back, God, why didn't I complete this thing? You know, you need to understand that this DWI will go on your record. What we're doing today, it's 3 days in jail, credit for one. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any case that you pick up here. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. You now have a minimum that you'll be doing if you pick up any more cases. So you need to be very careful when you get into a car. All officers do when they pull you over is they look at your criminal history. If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, so you need to be very careful moving forward. Wherever you want to go in the city, $40. It'll take you anywhere you want to go when you get Uber. That's what you need to consider from now on. Even if you've had one. That's what I do when I go out with my wife. Miss Imam, you give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, there's no turning back. You can never take this off. Do you understand? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for one. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days.
We'd ask that go, I guess, have a retroactive application to the suspension that she served from by way of the ALR suspension.
Why?
Well, what's your question? Why, Judge? I'm sorry, I couldn't.
The thing is that how many times are we going to reward someone, especially for behavior when it's